Andrew convinced me to start taking the twins off.
Can't believe this is happening.
Yeah! Today on staff inspection, do exactly what you're supposed to do. Hang out with your friends in the garage. Hey, Ron!
Hey!
Hey!
What's up, man?
He's got stuff going on. I'm not gonna show you, you can't see that yet. Just know that Ron's over there. He's working on this. I'm also working on my S14, but really the best part about my S14, which is my 2JZ that I got from JDM of California, I am ready to disassemble this thing, get it all cleaned up, as you should when you buy a used motor. Go through it all. I take everything apart. I talked to Aaron at Drift Motion and got a new kit to reseal everything. So this is a gasket kit that comes with basically everything you need to reseal this engine. You can take every part of it off, make sure all the seals are brand new, because this has probably been sitting for quite a while. And it's an old motor, so it needs to be freshened up. I always suggest taking the wiring harness off for this. For this purpose, I have the Haltech eliminated harness, so it gets rid of all the other crap that I don't need. And these old Toyotas, they have really brittle connectors, so anytime you pull these things off, got a good chance of breaking those. I don't want any loose connections. Not good for me having reliability at the track. Also got a new timing belt, water pump, new hoses, all the stuff that you should have. This is just kind of my freshen up deal. Also got a fluid amper for the front here, because these tend to go pretty bad. These rot and spit themselves off, so gonna replace the new crank pulley. I'll pull the alternator off, pull the pulleys off, pull the water pump and timing stuff off, but I'll show you how to do a little bit of the timing on this. It's fairly simple, straightforward on these engines. I don't want this auto trans, that's coming off. Like I said before, I have the R154 I also got from JDM of California, and then I got this bad boy to put on there. So I got this spec twin disc. So when it's time for the trans, gonna put this beauty on there so that can put all my power to the ground. Yeah, I'm ready to get started. It's after work, it's already getting kind of late, so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible on the teardown. All right, so I set this at top dead center. One reason you can tell is the cam lobes. These right here, these clever marks, which Toyota leaves for you. See that little bump there? And then there's a little notch in each cam gear for the exhaust and intake cam. So know that that's there, and then right here. So the timing is set to top dead center, and I want to do that. Also, I counted the ribs here just to let myself know that there's 16 ribs in between these two. It's kind of important to remember that, so I wrote that on there. I'm gonna be replacing that anyway, but it's just kind of good practice to have that. Plus, I'm gonna be pulling this apart and just kind of going through a lot of things. Now, I've been working with manual transmission so often that I just started pulling the front end apart, and I kind of forgot, oh yeah, I need to hold that crank still, and it's kind of difficult to do when you have an automatic transmission and torque converter. So if I can't do that and hold on to the brake, probably just a good idea for me to take that off anyway, and then I'll bolt something to the flex plate to keep it still while I move that, so I don't move the timing. I'm not terribly worried about it because I could just reset it really quick now that I've marked everything, but I'm just gonna take the trans off real quick just because I don't need it and might as well take it off. All right, so I got the most of the front end torn down and ready to be cleaned up and then reassembled. One of the things I need to do, since I'm replacing the water pump, took off this monstrosity, which is old and crusty, but I need one significant piece from this, and that's this right here. It's kind of a pain, but I need to keep that nice. And the good thing is that the seal kit with the water pump has these two O-rings that fit inside here, but I need to squeeze this out without damaging this. So you just kind of pry one side, you can get that out, and then you have to take a pliers or something like a channel lock and squeeze that out. And we'll use that to connect these two. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. But as you can see, I have been labeling this. I always do this just to keep my mind right, to keep all the bolts in order. So this is all water pump bolts. I got the same thing set up for all the timing bolts, and then I put extra parts and stuff in there, whatever will fit in the bag, because you don't want to get lost halfway through a build. If you have to stop for whatever reason, you can always come back to it. It's just kind of nice to have everything organized. I got that one side off. You can see this O-ring right here. There's another one in there. This kind of gets corroded and difficult to get out. You can't really pull it out with your hand. So I use something like a channel lock to grab that and pull that out. And you want to do it very gently. You don't want to crush this. You want to be kind of nice to it, so you just work it back and forth until it's free, and then pull it out. Actually, even with this being as stuck into this, we'll probably use the vise. Gently, not too much. You can just give it a little shake back and forth and pull up. See how corroded that was, not coming off very easily. So now I'll just clean this up, reapply these. You can see that other one just disintegrated. That's why that was stuck, all the corrosion from this being such an old motor. So you can see I wire wheeled that out a little bit, just kind of took this little brush, clean everything out. It's got a bunch of corrosion on the inside, stuff like that. It's just worth it to give it a little cleanup. And then you have the ports where everything else was for the water pump, and we'll clean that all up too. And then take a razor blade or something to scrape this all off. And then we'll brush that down. We'll clean it up with brake clean, degreaser, stuff like that, just to make it look nice. And keep all the debris off, because this needs to seal nice. So there's also a seal in here. This is really old and corroded. Thankfully that kit comes with every seal needed, so I can pull that off, replace that seal. We won't worry about any leaks, but we'll clean it up, make it look nice, and keep going. Alright, so I've made quite the mess, but I need to make more mess, which is to clean this up. I need some degreaser. We're actually out of it. It's kind of late. I want to clean this up before I put it back together, so I'm going to get some tomorrow, then assemble everything. While I'm in a clear head, I got a lot to do tomorrow as well, so I'm going to stop for this point in the night, clean everything up, organize all my bolts and everything in the bags, because I got to do garage tomorrow. And then I'll get right back into this. Not too bad for just an evening. Welcome back. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm gonna pick up exactly where I left off, which is putting my motor in. Got this kit from Drift Motion, gonna put that in. Where are you going?
I'm going to Clutch Masters.
Oh, cool. Good luck.
Thanks, bye.
Hert's got stuff to do. But I'm gonna continue on to mine and get all these new gaskets on. Got a new water pump, timing belt, all that stuff that needs to be replaced. All right, so gotta replace this front main seal. And to do so, I gotta get this cog off, which is basically where the timing belt goes. And to get that off, I made this little bitty plate. There's 2 screws here, and that's an M8 bolt. So I've drilled 2 holes, put some washers in there. We'll tighten this so it'll come off pretty evenly, and hopefully we can get that to budge free. Once that moves, then you can kind of pull that off pretty simply. And then we'll pull that off, pop the new seal in, and then we'll throw the timing belt back on. Some more washers. Alright, so water pump is on, getting ready to do some timing. Andrew showed up out of nowhere. He's in here performing the drift Long Beach. And yeah, he knows some things about some JZs.
Sure.
So you gonna finish this up for me? Because I just want to go home.
I don't care.
I actually had some questions for you anyway. Because we were talking about doing different coil packs. Because this has batch fire bullshit. We don't want wasted spark, whatever. You know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
So you were turning me on to smart coils for Yaris?
That's probably, like, they're really easy to find. You can go to a junkyard and pick them up for 20-something bucks for all 4, so go find another one. And
see, that's what I'm talking about, because normally for these are like 90 bucks a piece or 100 bucks a piece or something like that, right?
Now.
Are they?
Yeah,
boy, I haven't done this in a while.
So doing the non-vvti version, which are individual coil packs, they're like $200 a piece right now for brand new ones, and they're still dumb coils, so they're externally ignited. So then if your igniter goes bad, that's another 250 bucks to buy an igniter. The Yaris coils and similar coils, like R35, that's another good set. They're internally ignited, so they're what you would call a smart coil. Everything's on the inside. You just hook up your powers, your grounds, and your signals to the ECU. With like the Yaris coils, like I said, they're super budget friendly. And if you're on the road, you can go get the China ones from like Vance Auto Parts or whatever, and they'll get you through an event, and then go get you some original Densos when you get home.
Totally what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but like you go to the junkyard and like pick up the original OEM.
What has to be changed though? So the plugs, like, cause you've got the eliminated harness. Is what I got from you guys.
We have a Terminated harness that is built for our IGN-1As, which are our big beef dog pro mod methanol burner coils that are just they'll throw you across the room, but they're kind of invasive because they're big. So what we're going to do is modify one of those harnesses by just changing the plugs, because it already has the powers, the grounds, and the signals that you'll need for the little Denso coils. Makes it really easy. Literally cut a plug off, crimp a couple wires, send it. It'll be perfect.
Sick. What do you suggest for injectors? Because I don't have injectors yet. Right now I think, what are these, 440?
The JDM 2J comes with 440s. If it was a USDM car, they'd have 550s. We got the good, for one time, we got the jam.
Yeah.
The Toyota Supra in Japan had a smaller set of turbos and smaller injectors.
Yeah.
They're super limited. For once, America got the better stuff.
That's
but
right.
As far as for this guy, we're going to get rid of the side feed stuff. So the side feed, you start getting limited by what you can actually get as far as CC size, and if you're going to be going with ethanol, you need quite a bit more fuel.
Well, what about high impedance, low impedance?
If you're running a standalone, most of the time it doesn't matter. If you're trying to match something and retune your stock computer, they are limited a lot of the times. For like a Haltech or something similar, we don't care. Either one is fine.
Sweet.
A lot of times you'll go after like a Siemens Deca or like an ID or Deechworks, and that's stick with a good name brand. In all technicality, you see all these generic EV1, EV14 types. They're actually technically a like natural gas injector. They don't have stainless steel internals. That's a big deal when you're dealing with ethanol. Ethanol will corrode everything. So stick with a really good injector, like a name brand.
This one's gonna stay nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good stuff.
He's gonna help me. That's what happens when I talk him into coming in the shop.
I know.
Hey
I
man,
showed up
it's like, you want to go get some lunch? Like, hey man, you want to help me put a 2J in my car real quick?
Always.
So yeah, I'm gonna get into doing this timing and see if I remember how to do this. So as I mentioned before, I got some stuff from Drift Motion to replace the old stuff. We got these for the tensioner set up here. Should be replaced because these bearings can go bad. That one was pretty old, and these can get kind of spongy as well. And then I got a factory Toyota belt that will go in there, replace all that. So I'm gonna throw that on real quick, set the timing, and then we'll move on and clean up some other crap, then put on the fluid amper. This was a very important thing to me because the old factory ones have a rubber thing in there that can bend, break, and you'll send that through your hood or out on the track. It's just, they get old. So this is all internal. Nothing can go wrong with that. Actually, the factory stuff's just as expensive. Yeah, if you feel your power steering go out and you have a JZ, be very suspect that you should just shut it off real quick, because you might not have that crank pulley. Yep, I'm gonna throw this stuff on, get the timing done, get the fluid amper on, then see where we get from there. So the timing stuff's back on. New crank pulley, cleaned up a little bit, and then Andrew convinced me to start taking the twins off.
You couldn't get one of the bolts off the motor mounts.
Yeah.
So you might as well upgrade to a single twin.
Yeah.
A single turbo.
See, and that's when you have your friends come by and they're talking to dump. That's what happens.
They're like super stiff though.
We wanted to check it out anyway. They're not in the best shape. Might be the best idea to go single. But anyway, I'm sick. He's complaining about hearing me and seeing me get worse.
Look at me. I feel bad for you.
Thanks to Andrew for coming by and helping me out. She'll be back by sometime in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully to drive though. So I'm gonna go home, get some sleep, and then come back at this strong. Thanks for watching Lift Noise. Thanks for watching my staff inspection. Hope you like the way it's getting along. Subscribe. Once they're done lifting, it'll be good. No, you're good. We're just gonna make the lift noise the rest of this video. You can watch more like this if you subscribe to the Hoonigan Projects Cars channel, which you're on currently right now. We got more staff inspections. Ron will be working on his JZX soon. And also just tune into our other channels. But this is my favorite, you know, like Garage, because it's Garage. Make sure you comment below, subscribe to this channel or all of our other channels. Pick what you want. Click and subscribe so you can see Casey sweeping floors. That's right, Casey. Sweep it up. Pretty tired. I think I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. Or I might just work on my car for the next episode. Watch the next one, starting right now.